Through all the storylines that we've been diving into this season thus far, a lot of us has been asking questions in regards to Montes Buzelis minutes. Well, in one of Billy Donovan's recent press conferences, my man really gave a great answer on why Montes Buzelis has not been receiving that many minutes, and he is 100% correct. It is also the day that we're going to take care of the mailbag, so we're going to get into that, and then we're going to talk about tonight's game versus the Brooklyn Nets. All that and more. But you already know, you gotta hear the music first.
Cognac. Gang.
Shy Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's daily episode. If you're tuned in with me for the first time, welcome in. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For my family members that's returning back to the show, welcome back. Now, interesting comments coming out from Chicago Bulls head coach Billy Donovan when it comes to Montes Buzelis minutes. There is a 2-minute clip that is out there available for those that want to go ahead and see it. I'm going to take bits and pieces from the 2-minute clip and just kind of break it down and let you all know why I believe Billy Donovan is 100% correct on Montes Buzelis minutes. Now, I understand that a lot of us want more time for Montes Buzelis, but with the state of the Chicago Bulls and all this young, exuberant talent, my man's got to simply just earn his minutes. Billy Donovan, and I'm paraphrasing here, when he talked about Montes Buzelis, he simply came out and said, look, he's got to earn those minutes. One other thing the man went on to say is that he's going to make mistakes, but he has to make those mistakes being aggressive. That was one of the greatest things I ever heard Billy Donovan say. I'm not even going to lie to you. Billy Donovan is on the same platform for my Chicago sports fans as Matt Eberflus. Every time he talk, you smack your lips, roll your eyes, throw a piece of paper, or say, man, get this nonsense out of my ear. We always come to that point. But when the guy's right, he's absolutely right. And Billy Donovan, for this particular moment, when it comes to talking about Montes Buzelis, is on the money. Billy Donovan also said that the Chicago Bulls plan when Montes Buzelis is out there is that they want to have him on the court with some veterans, some stabilizers. And one important piece to this, how Billy Donovan ended it. Billy Donovan ended it saying even better stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. My man said Montes Buzelis has to learn what his identity will be as a player in this league. He talked about the talent that he has, talked about how great of a guy he is. But that moment right there, that little piece, he has to learn what his identity will be in this league is a very, very key thing to say from Billy Donovan. And just to elaborate on that, I think it's just really, it is a very, very detailed statement if you try to uncover it and just try to dive deeper into it. Because when we talk about young players, we just say, oh, this guy's going to come in the league and just automatically just fuck everybody up. Some cases, cool. You know what I'm saying? Your Kobe Bryant, your LeBrons, your Michael Jordans, you get players like that. But then you get some guys that's going to take a little bit longer to develop. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not the whole year, the whole 2 years, maybe just a little bit longer than that. Hell, if we looking at within our own team, we looking at Patrick Williams, who's been around for 4 seasons, and we like, where you at? But it seemed like he's starting to come into his identity, but back on to Montes. I think that when we look at Montes Buzelis' play, it's not that we don't believe that he has the talent. It is, does he look comfortable? I would say in certain spots, he does not look comfortable. He does not look like he has the complete feel of the game. And sometimes that's expected. Sometimes guys can come out and they can just fit right in. And then sometimes guys just need to know what to do. And I will give Montes Buzelis this. It is very, very difficult to try to find your way with just playing 5 minutes a game. But there are other aspects of the game that Billy Donovan also talked about. You know what I mean? Within that clip, he was pretty much saying that he has to learn to prepare. He has to be prepared to play. We're talking about the aggressiveness, and that all those things are gonna matter. Because I don't believe we're ever going to have this question when he finds out and figure his way out. I don't think we're gonna be asking Montes Buzelis to be aggressive. I just don't think that. I don't think we're gonna come to a point to where we calling him passive Montes or let me take a minute Montes. I don't know, something like that. But we have thrown that out there for Patrick Williams, calling him passive P, and P will not. I even heard that P will not. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. I don't think that we're gonna come to a day and have a conversation like that with Montes Buzelis. But at the end of the day, my man has to earn his minutes. That's what it comes down to. And I think that the Chicago Bulls, they have been playing and they have been letting us know their intentions the entire time. This offseason, they came out and said, we want to win as many games as possible. That's how Billy Donovan and his coaching staff have been coaching. It doesn't look like they're trying to throw any game away. Billy Donovan, for his 3 wins, he coached his ass off. For them 3 wins. And you can't be too mad at it. And when it comes down to Montes Buzelis, he will get there. He's going to have opportunities. And it just comes down to that one thing that Billy Donovan said. One, he has to earn the minutes. And then I'm going to add an honorable mention. Got to add an honorable mention to he has to earn the minutes. The other thing I'm adding on is that he's going to make mistakes, but he has to be aggressive in those mistakes. So that's what we want to see out of Montes Buzelis. Get your stuff together. I ain't saying it like he messing up, but I'm just saying, let's continue to get your stuff together. You know what I'm saying? So we can see the player that we believe that we have on the basketball court. And it's going to take some time. The good thing is that we don't have to force him to do anything. We don't have to force him to anything. But before we move on and talk about tonight's game, I do have a question for you all, so let me know down below. Do you think it'll be necessary right now from what you've seen through 5 games for the Chicago Bulls? Do you think that it's necessary to send Montes Buzelis down to the G League just to get some more minutes under him? Do you guys believe that? If you ask me, at this point, I don't really mind it because I'd rather see the player develop. And I'm not saying that it's something that I wish for coming into this, but I'm saying if the guy's only playing 5 minutes a game, I think it's going to be very, very difficult for him to try to figure out what identity he's going to have. So let me know down below. Let me know down below. Will you be okay if the Chicago Bulls send Montes Buzelis down to the G League for a couple games? Let me know down below. Now we on to tonight's game. Now, the Chicago Bulls come in at 3-2. First time over 500 since January of 2022. Now, they're going against the Brooklyn Nets team who are 2-3 and right now are being led by Dennis Schroeder and Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas, my man's giving them 27 points a night, and Dennis Schroeder, 24 points a night. So these two guys are really, really leading the show for them. They do got some decent players over there. Dorian Finney-Smith. We talk about Cam Thomas and a player who a lot of Bulls fans wanted, and Nick Claxton. And ladies and gentlemen, I ain't seen too many Brooklyn Nets games, but I thought Nick Claxton was going to be more productive than what I seen when I looked at the box score. Not even going to lie to you. Now, for tonight's matchup, when it comes to the Chicago Bulls side, Zach LaVine in that last game sprained his AC joint on that left shoulder. And so he's going to be a game time decision, along with Jalen Smith is going to be a game time decision. And me, look, it's still early in the season. If you got to take a game, take a game. I ain't going to lie to you. I still think that the Chicago Bulls have enough firepower to beat the Brooklyn Nets. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? So if Zach LaVine, if that shoulder is not feeling great, or if you decide to play and then it doesn't feel great, feel free to take a seat. Because I think that the Chicago Bulls have enough firepower and enough talent on this team to beat the Brooklyn damn Nets. That's just how I personally feel about it. Now, it's going to be no matchup in the NBA is easy. You know what I'm saying? We're going to show respect to the game. But I do think that the Bulls are the better team on this night. Now, it's going to come down to a number of things. Obviously, how do we look on the defensive side? And can the Chicago Bulls continue to push the pace and take care of the basketball? When the Bulls take care of the basketball, they win. When they turn over the ball, they lose. And the record shows for itself. Go look at the 3 wins. Not a lot of turnovers. Go look at the 2 losses. A lot of turnovers, 20 plus in each game. So it's going to come down to that. If y'all asking for a score prediction, I'm going Chicago Bulls by 10. I don't think it's going to have to be a 20-point comeback this time. I got the Chicago Bulls by 10 and at least 10. So let me know your predictions down below. Now, that is it for me, but now it's time to get into the mailbag aspect of this episode. Appreciate those that did call in. If you want to call in and be a part of an episode, this is our way to give back to you guys that's always tuning in to Shy Bulls Podcast. So if you want to be a part of that, stay tuned. I'll let you know how you can do so at the end of this. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get right into it. This first one is from Pressure.
Yeah, Cognac Boys, Bobby, hey, y'all, this is Pressure, man. I really believe, man, that first game, we still could have won. I think Billy, he missed the opportunity to show his coaching skills at the end of that game when he didn't substitute new players when they changed the rhythm of the game at the, when the other team stepped up their game. So you guys tell me what y'all think about that. And all right.
I appreciate the call, my guy. My man said, I for sure. But I appreciate the call, my guy. You're absolutely right. Billy Donovan did drop that game in game one. I think he could have done better. But I'm pretty sure since now we've both can look at Billy Donovan and say he's been doing a better job than expected. Honestly, he's been doing great. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He's been doing great. We've been hearing Billy Donovan talk about the identity that he wants to play with for 3 seasons. And then this is actually the team that looks like how Billy Donovan has been wanting to play the entire time. And now they look like a much better team. Not saying that they have more talent because you can't. It's tough to replace a DeMar DeRozan and Alex Caruso, but I would say as a team, it looks a little bit better right now. So we're gonna rock with it. I'm gonna show. Watch Billy Donovan. I'm giving Billy Donovan too much credit. Billy Donovan, don't shit the bed, bro. Don't crap the bed tonight. I'm giving you too much credit. Y'all know how it is when y'all give players or coaches too much credit. They go out and crap the bed. Billy, please. It's the day after Halloween. Please. But appreciate the call, my guy. Thanks for calling in. All right, y'all. This next one up is from Greg.
Yo, Cognac Boys, what's the deal? This your boy, Greg, man. Real quick, do you think Ayo has reached his ceiling, but his floor is much bigger than people think? That's the question. Hit me back and what you guys think.
All right. So we heard from Greg. Great question. Do I feel Ayo has reached this peak, but his floor is higher than what people think? Let me know if I got that right. Now, if we're talking about has Ayo reached this peak, I don't think so, bro. I don't think Ayo has reached this peak. I think Ayo Dosunmu could be better defensively. I still believe that Ayo Dosunmu can improve offensively. But I will agree with you that the floor is definitely higher than what people think. I will agree with you for that. But he's still young. I'm going to show him a little bit of love and a little bit of grace before I say he has reached his peak. Now, last year, he was definitely trending upwards toward the end of the season once he started to get those starter minutes. This season, at the start of the season, not so great of a start. But the last 2 games, one being versus Memphis, and then the last game, who the hell we play last? The Magic. I got to look at this. It's so much sports going on. It's ridiculous. But in the Memphis game, in the Magic game, you seen Ayo Dosunmu do Ayo Dosunmu things. I still think it's another level to that. But I agree with you when I say the floor is higher than what people think. Thanks for calling in, my guy. Appreciate you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this last one on the day comes in from a frequent caller, my guy. Here's a voicemail from Shay.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Look, I know we in a little bit of a winning streak right now, and it possibly could go on, but I'm thinking lightning don't necessarily strike twice, especially when you're from the city of Chicago. if a good trade comes for Nikola Vucevic and Zach LaVine, whether we be the top seed or top half in the seed, do you still make that move while the season is going on and while we're still playing good? If we're still playing good. That's my question. Anyway, tell me what you think. Peace.
All right. So we heard from Shay. Shay, great question. Great call in. Well, me personally, and this is personal, I wish the Chicago Bulls just play out the season. Just play out the season. At this point, I'm excited from what I'm seeing. I think that the Chicago, I know there's people that's going to come out, and it's fair. I say just take your time with this. I don't think right now after 5 games is ready to strike. I say give it a little bit more time because I do understand the side of we want the Chicago Bulls to be championship contenders. I am on the side of that. I agree with that. But we have all came up and we had the discussion, talked about how the Chicago Bulls are moving now. And what does it look like? You got an abundance of young talent, no superstar yet. You have an all-star, two potential all-stars on the squad, and some very good experienced guys. So it's not like you're starting from ground zero. It seemed like that's where a lot of people want to go. Like they want the Bulls to say, screw the 3-2 record. And they wanted the Bulls to start off 0-5 because they would have just been terrible. I say that with the additions of Josh Giddey, Kobe White, Ayo, P. Will re-signing, Zach LaVine looking like Zach, Lonzo Ball with his addition. And then you already got a player on your bench who is you're not requiring to play a lot of time. So all he can do is become a better professional, develop on his talent, and get ready and stay ready to play. That gives you options. Because I understand that we can go ahead and say, let's tank for Coop. Those chances ain't all the way there. And if you trade Zach LaVine, the return, I don't know. It's always one-sided with trades. So I'm not against trading them. I just believe personally, you let things play out the way they do. And if this Chicago Bulls team is playing fun, exciting basketball, they winning games, and you see there's a pathway to building something, I just say protect the top 10 pick. You got a top 5 pick. He was projected to go top 5. That's Montes Buzelis. He's on your bench and doesn't have to play. Develop him. And if you protect the top 10 pick, go grab you another player. Develop him. You got Ayo that's going to be here another year. Kobe that's going to be here another year. Josh Giddey, who right now is saying, I want my $30 million on the squad, who might be here for a little longer. And who knows, Zach LaVine might change his fucking mind of, I want to be here now. And I already seen some of y'all already talking about some Giannis coming to Chicago. I seen it. I don't want him. It depends on the trade. Let me rephrase that. It depends on the trade. It depends on the trade, because if you telling me I can have Zach LaVine, Josh Giddey, Giannis, hold on. Kobe White, because there's going to be some people we ain't going to be able to keep. P. Will, holla at you, my boy. Give me Giannis. But I don't think it's going to happen. So we'll see. But appreciate all those that called in on today's episode. If you wasn't on today's episode but want to be a part of one of the next ones, call in, state your name, leave your tape. The number to do so is 773-242-9219. It is also down in the description box. But that is it for me. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you always see red. And we're going to catch y'all tonight for that live call where the Bulls take on the Brooklyn Nets. Appreciate y'all. I'm up out of here.
Cognac. Gang.